Welcome to Bad Movies, where we find the worst films ever put on screen. Today, I am covering a very big one, which is known as, if not the worst movie of all time, Troll 2. It took some time for me to make this video, but I bet it is worth it because this film is by all means a bad film. It is infamous all over YouTube, and people who have seen it couldn't believe what they just watched. So let's dive into it. Its reception, its problems, and how to fix it. This is Bad Movies. This film has a 5% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is really bad. It was a box office bomb and even had a documentary on how bad it is, which ironically also did bad at the box office. The people who have seen it call it the worst movie of all time, and in Rotten Tomatoes, the critical consensus just says, oh my god. The director of this film, Claudio Fargasso, I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that right, I'm not good at French. But anyways, Claudio Farasco, who directed this film, also directed Beyond Darkness, After Death, Zombie 3, Scalps, White Acne, Monster Dog, Rats, and was the screenwriter of such movies as Night of the Zombies, Guardian of Hell, Women's Prisons Massacre, Shocking Dark, and written movies like Double Target and 3 for 1. So basically, this guy should have been fired way before Trolls 2. So you should probably get an idea of how much people really hate this movie. So what are its problems? Let's find out. Number 1, bad plot. The movie is about a family who takes a vacation at a place called Nilbog. What a very stupid name. The boy of the family keeps seeing his dead grandfather back from the dead as a ghost, but warns him about the goblins, evil creatures who eat green food and turns humans into trees to eat them. So they're vegan. There is a girl in the family who has a boyfriend, and the family does not like the boyfriend because he spends too much time with his friends. What's so bad about having friends? Then one of the friends sees a woman running away from what we learn is the goblins. They run into a house where a woman lives in who has the ugliest teeth I ever seen, and it turns out she's a devil worshipper, and she is the leader of the goblins. So she turns the girl into Jello, yes, Jello, and then she kills the guy with a tickle chainsaw. Yes, a tickle chainsaw. A chainsaw that can tickle you to death. Then the boy finds out that everyone in the town is a goblin and then fights back with their weakness. A bologna sandwich. Yeah, I wonder what they were drinking when they wrote this. Number 2, bad acting. If you thought that Birdemic had the worst acting you've seen in your life, or Tommy Wiseau, then you obviously haven't seen this film. I mean, are they even really actors? I mean, did they just get everyday normal people to volunteer to act for this movie because nobody in Hollywood wanted to go? That would make sense because these people obviously have no experience with acting. Every single actor in this film is not good and probably even worse than Birdemic. Number 3, cheap looking production. It seems like this movie was made of a budget of $50 and a sandwich. Everything looks really fake and incredibly stupid. And that goes with our next problem. Number 4, weird looking goblins. It's like a bunch of kids in Halloween costumes. The weirdest one is this one, where you can tell that's just someone in a mask, and not a very realistic mask. Number 5, the ending. In the end of the film, the boy and his family touch a rock to defeat the goblins. When this doesn't work for whatever reason, the kid looks in his bag where he finds a double-decker bologna sandwich. And for some reason, when he eats them, the goblins and the devil worshippers die.
A double-decker bologna sandwich! Don't do it! Fuck's your blood! About the cholesterol!
Number 6, the title. The movie is called Troll 2, but wait, there's no trolls in this film. They're goblins. I'm pretty much sure it's not a sequel, so the title is basically wrong in both cases. If you ask me, they should call this Oh My God, but that's just my suggestion. Other titles like The Evil Woman and Her Goblins, Nilbog's Curse, The Boy Who Imagines His Dead Grandpa, The Magic Sandwich, How I Lost My Job in Hollywood, When the Writers Are Drunk, or The Pile of Crap would work too. Number 7, the music. The music isn't really as bad as the rest of the film, but it just feels like the 1990s having a seizure, so very screechy. Who knows, maybe the conductor was having a stroke when doing this film. Now, to be fair, I don't think all the music's really that bad. I think some of it actually does do a good job blending with the environment of the film and the tone. But it's by no means catchy, and most of the music just sounds like a horse screeching in pain with a few instruments. Some of it isn't that bad, but none of it is good either. Number 8, the directing. As I said, the director should have been fired way before Troll 2, and his directing here is really bad. And think about it, this isn't even the worst scene of the movie. From the way it's edited to the camera never feeling like it's in the right place, it just doesn't look good. So those were the problems that leads to the question, can we fix it? And the answer is yes and no. You can't make this a better movie. You can't make the plot better. You can't make the acting better. You can't make the directing, production, or costumes better. I couldn't think of any way you can do that. But in another way, there is something very simple that you can do. Fix it. And that is to leave it as it is. I mean, the movie is impressively bad. And it's not in vain. Have you ever heard of the saying, so bad it's good? Well, this movie is so bad it's hilarious. If you've seen this with your friends or family members, you can have a good time with it, and it could be so bad it's good. It can be really funny. So just make it and entitle it a comedy, and change the name to Goblins, and this movie will always be infamously bad, but that does not mean it can be infamously funny. It can be hilarious, still infamous, still bad, and a very terrible movie, but you can make it funny in that way. When we talk about the movie of all time with the worst acting, we probably think of The Room. For the special effects and acting, Birdemic. But for the direction, plot, acting, production, and plain out loud stupid end product, we have to give it to Troll 2. It's one of the first few films that's so bad it's good. And even though it's unbelievably bad, it does deserve a watch or two. This is Bad Movies, where we find the most appalling stuff ever put on screen. Have a good day.